What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Did you know Omarion once repped ymcmb? If your answer was no, you probably aren't alone. Here's another peculiar moment in hip-hop history. Around 2009, Young Money was undoubtedly on top of the hip-hop game. Lil Wayne released the Carter 3 a year prior, bringing a whole lot of attention to the ymcmb camp. The label consisted of Gudda, J Millz, Drake, Nicki, Tyga, Lil Chuckee, Lil Twist, Maine, and others. Evidently, one established artist that wanted to be part of the clique was none other than B2K's own Omarion, who signed to Young Money around 2009. Before signing to Young Money, Omarion had already made massive headway in the music game. He's best known for his involvement with B2K, and his latest album at the time was his collaborative album with Bow Wow called Face Off, one which dropped around 2007. The album did okay numbers for a joint project, selling about 100,000 copies in the first week, and helped to keep Omarion relevant for a couple of years. The album was officially certified gold by the RIAA. Around 2008, Omarion signed with Timbaland and planned to release another album called 23, the follow-up to 2006's 21. I'm really excited about this project. Timbaland is like family to me, so it's always great to work with family, and I think this is going to be my best album yet. I'm happy to call Mosley Music Group my new home. Unfortunately, Omarion's label deal with Timbaland did not work out, leaving Omarion with another big decision to make. Should he go indie or sign with another label? Luckily, Omarion's star power had not faded yet, as he was able to link up with the ymcmb boss himself, Lil Wayne, and sign a deal with Wayne's label. To congratulate the artist, Tyrese went on Twitter to show his support. Congrats on Omarion signing his new deal with Young Money. This is gonna be a big year for you, Young Moolah baby. When Omarion joined Young Money, he believed his career was going to move to the next level. He revealed that his creativity was limited by his previous label situation and vowed to become the artist that he truly wanted to be. I always had an influence of what they thought I should be. I felt like as an artist, I wasn't able to project who I really am. I feel comfortable enough, and Wayne respected who I wanted to be as an artist. No record company can do that like what Wayne is doing for me. Clearly, Omarion was excited to be a part of ymcmb. However, evidently his situation did not take off. So the question is, what happened to Omarion on ymcmb and why didn't he blow up on the label? Let's dig in and find out.
You know it's New York City. You know it's New York City. I had to get it popping. I had to get it Poppington. Poppington.
How you pull up the machine out now?
What?
I'm what's Poppington.
Omarion.
What's up?
In early 2009, Drake released his monumental So Far Gone mixtape. It put Drake on the map and with time pushed him in the direction of superstardom. An interesting thing to note is that Omarion appeared on the mixtape. He lent his vocals to a track called Bria's Interlude. Clearly, Young Money's ties with Omarion were beginning to strengthen right before our very eyes. Before Young Money released their most popular compilation album called We Are Young Money, they had to determine which tracks off their upcoming album would come out as singles. Multiple versions of the songs were recorded. In fact, the original version of Bedrock featured Omarion, and it wasn't called Bedrock, it was called The Way She Walk, also known as Girl You Know. Before Lloyd took over the hook and gave us the version that we all know today, Omarion was on the hook. Clearly, someone at Young Money Cash Money believed Omarion's verse deserved to be replaced. In my opinion, Omarion is a very dope artist and he did his thing on the song. However, Lloyd's version was severely more catchy than Omarion's and works better in the clubs, something that Young Money was clearly aiming for. On a side note, Ne-Yo was also a contender for the chorus of the song. He submitted his R&B version to Young Money, however after much consideration they decided to go with Lloyd instead. So then we put an APB out for a hook because we knew the track was a smash. Neo submitted one that was dope. One more R&B cat, and Lloyd actually pulled up and recorded Bedrock. Interestingly enough, a lot of people believe Wayne's verse was better on the original version of Bedrock.
You get it a match of bags, I get it a bag of bags. Get straight in that taxi cab, come straight to my bachelor pad.
I have to agree, Wayne's verse was actually better on this one, whereas Lloyd's hook was better than Omarion's. Around this time, people began to question whether Omarion was a good fit for Young Money. Most people saw Omarion as a member of B2K and nothing more, so when Omarion joined Young Money, the people felt like this move came from left field. Young Money was a label full of artists that were new, not well recognized, and had something fresh to offer the game. I think Omarion might have been a good fit for Young Money, but at the same time, a lot of people were like, what is that dude from B2K doing with a bunch of rappers? Now Omarion did another song with Young Money called Comfort. The song stays true to his R&B roots, and Wayne comes in with another Wayne-esque verse. Omarion did his thing on the song once again.
This is the part where you start to discover.
Young Money dropped their very first compilation album around 2009 in December, and naturally, Omarion was nowhere to be found on the project. But before we get into that, let's fast forward a year for a second. Around 2010, Omarion released his third studio album called Illusion. The album came in at number 19 on the Billboard 200 and sold about 21,000 copies in the first week. An interesting thing of note is the album contains a song called I Get It In, featuring Big Guwap himself, Gucci Mane.
I get it in, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Surprisingly, Gucci was not on the original version of the song. In fact, at one point in time, Lil Wayne was on the song instead of Gucci.
Fresh out my Bugatti, polo on my body. I'm jumping in this shit like a pogo on a potty.
The version with Lil Wayne came out when Omarion was still affiliated with Young Money. When the song begins, Omarion quickly shows his allegiance to ymcmb by chanting their signature phrase.
Hey, Young Money.
According to the rumors at the time, Omarion leaked the song to the public, and that's something that ymcmb did not appreciate, and that forced them to drop Omarion from the label. Around this time, the rumors suggested Omarion had been dropped from ymcmb, and soon after I Get It In got leaked, Maine took to Twitter to talk about the track and discuss Omarion's fate. Attention! Omarion is no longer Young Money. The song they leaked featuring Wayne is not official. Good luck to him in his future endeavors. Once Omarion heard what the people were saying about him, he had a lot to say on the topic. I have a lot of respect and admiration for the genius of Lil Wayne and the entire Young Money family. I asked to be released from the label to pursue other opportunities that were recently presented to me. Because of our relationship, Lil Wayne had no issues with us ending our business relationship and released me from the label. Lil Wayne and I have nothing but love for each other. There is no beef. I also wanted to make it clear that my company, nor did I, leak the song I Get It In, and I want to dispel any rumors that have surfaced. I appreciate my relationship with Young Money Cash Money and look forward to doing business in the future. There will be a major announcement regarding my career and my new album Illusion coming next week. Stay tuned. Omarion released Illusion without any input from Young Money. Now, when discussing his former Young Money situation, Omarion conveyed that he quickly noticed that he wouldn't get the full attention from the label because, to put it bluntly, Wayne had all the attention from the label. I came in there looking at it all like a partnership, and as more and more time went by, I started noticing it was Wayne's ship. And when you have someone like me that's already been successful and a boss in my own right, that really caused some friction there. Like, I know how things should go. You see, I've been out the game for a little while, and they're just putting out a Young Money album, so you wouldn't have been hearing any music from Omarion. You would have just heard me singing hooks on Young Money tracks. I respect Wayne's vision, it just wasn't for me. Clearly, Omarion felt like if he stayed on Young Money, it would be a while before he got to release a solo album. Omarion talked about his ymcmb situation in multiple interviews, but it wasn't around 2019 when he revealed a little more information about his time on the label. According to the man, he did not receive his promised advance check from ymcmb, and this caused him to reevaluate his decision to sign to a label that does not pay their artists. I was looking to find a new home, so to speak. More of a partnership aspect to my business. So I signed a deal with Young Money, and it was an exciting thing. Basically, long story short, what happened was when I signed my deal, I was supposed to get my advance. And the lawyers were talking, and basically, upon signing, you're supposed to get the advance check in a specific time. Within that time, my check didn't come.
And that raised a lot of questions for me. You know, what kind of business was being done. It wasn't, me and Wayne actually got into it about that. I'm not sure if he'll remember, you know, we had a back and forth conversation, me, him, and Mack, Maine. And, you know, that's really all it was.
Clearly, Omarion was starting to figure out how things work at ymcmb/Cash Money. A lot of artists that dealt with Birdman claimed that money was being withheld from them by the label, including the Young Money boss himself, Lil Wayne. Tyga himself dropped numerous hits for ymcmb and never received a single royalty check. I never got a check from Young Money/Cash Money. According to Omarion, he spoke to Lil Wayne at Maine about his missing advance check. However, no words could make anyone on the label pay him. It caused a little bit of tension between him and Young Money, and that's partly why he chose to dip.
What's good? Where's the check, fam? And it was like, oh, well, Wayne needs to sign off on it. And I'm like, oh, okay, we'll just call Wayne, you know? Call Wayne, you know, he's doing something. And it's like, what the fuck? No, fam, I can't do this. So that's what happened.
Now, it seems like Omarion also had issues with the way Wayne ran his label. According to Omarion, Wayne wasn't necessarily a boss and was an artist first. Omarion wanted to be led by someone who had more experience. However, when he joined the label, he quickly realized that he was supposed to be his own boss, and he was not down for that. After hearing what Omarion had to say about his short experience with ymcmb, Maine responded with the following: 10 years since Bedrock dropped. Wow, crazy story I don't think has ever been told. The original version was a song called Way She Walk with Omarion on the hook. We signed Omarion to YM for like a week, and that's another story. Maine also showed his appreciation for Omarion by praising Omarion's version of Bedrock. Omarion version, his version was dope, would have still been a hit. I still remember it word for word 10 years later. In conclusion, Omarion's time on Young Money was extremely brief. Despite releasing a couple of songs, he didn't get enough time to show us what he would bring to the table under Young Money to the fullest extent. If the released tracks were anything to go by, Omarion might have released some decent tracks under Young Money. However, there's a good chance that the public might not have accepted him as a member of ymcmb because he was already a member of B2K before that. In my opinion, Omarion made a good choice by dipping out of that situation. When he asked to receive his advance check, he was quickly ignored by Maine and Wayne, and that proved to him that his talents were not being taken seriously. Omarion is still a well-searched for artist to this day. He gets about 4 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and his most popular songs on the platform are Supposed to Be, Screwing, Distance, Icebox, and I'm Up.
See, that's gonna be,
up my picture,
but you got that's gonna be cute when you in the moment. Look, say hi to Nicki Minaj TV.
How you doing, Nicki? You alright?
Nicki Minaj TV.
Nicki Minaj TV. That's hard to say.
Well, you know, my girls just wanted to say hi and we love you. We love your music.
Does your name mean anything particular?
Why?
I don't know. The Minaj part. I'm just saying.
Well, my real name is Mirage.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, when I started eating these bitches and I had a nasty flow, we switched it to Minaj.
Okay.
So, where are you from?
So you do that on the regular?
Well, yeah, when I spit.
Oh, okay.
So, where you from?
I'm from LA.
Can I call you Mari? Can I call you Omarington?
Omarington?
Yeah.
You call me whatever you like.
Cool. Everybody, Nicki Minaj TV. We're gonna call Omarion Omarington. I like it. It has a special ring to it. So, you know.
Bye, beautiful ladies. Or
bye.
People.
Well, I mean, I have men that love me too. But the girls will probably go crazy over you, Marington. Whoa.
What's up?
Signing out.
That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Omarion on ymcmb? Let me know down below. If you have a video request, be sure to let me know as well. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. New What Happened 2 video dropping next week. Till next time, adios.